As you can see, I am back with another video. Sorry for the background noise. Found this during the daytime, so it might be kind of loud, but hopefully it's not too bad. But in tonight's video, as you can see, we're talking some sports, just a little bit. We're talking the NFL free agency. I had some people telling me that this was the best, free agency, or, the craziest free agency they've ever seen. So I kind of wanted to just make a very quick 15-20 minute video talking a little bit of a recap of what went down. Now, I did talk a little bit about this already in my 1 hour long sports whisper ramble video, but let's get the whole picture in tonight's video. Make sure, of course, you do like the video if you do like the video, and like the video if your team did anything, didn't do anything. If you like NFL football in general, make sure to comment down below what's the biggest pickup this NFL free agency, what's a big loss for some teams. Let me know everything NFL down below in the comments, because I definitely need some help. I have my handy dandy and trusted phone, sort of look up what we need to know. Now, the ones that I do know are the big time ones, the ones that are kind of blockbuster-ish that I see on, Twitter or X, whatever people call it. Of course, the signing of Captain Kirk Cousins over to the Atlanta Falcons. Now, I had a lot of people tell me that this was going to be a big pickup. Falcons are looking for a playoff push, and this might get the thing that get them over the head, over the edge. I said over the hedge, like the movie. Anyways, but this is something that could push that team into being finally competitive, and to at least transition them into a new era of Atlanta Falcons football, which I think is actually pretty exciting. Do I think it's the best move? No. Do I think it's too long of a contract? I do. I think they should probably move on with a younger quarterback, maybe. Just kept tanking, or just kept trying to draft their future quarterback, not trying to sign a veteran quarterback who's kind of in a win now scenario, unless Atlanta is in a win now scenario. Again, let me know in the comments if I'm missing something here, but I'm not too enthusiastic about the signing. But obviously a team going to the playoffs, getting a lot of experience for the younger guys around him. Kirk Cousins, a great leader, could be kind of interesting to see. So Kirk Cousins to the Atlanta Falcons. Of course, Saquon Barkley going over to the Eagles with Saquon Barkley. Also with Jalen Hurts. That is a just disgusting QB running back combo that's going to be played out the wazoo during some Madden gameplay, next year's Madden, which I am pretty excited to play now. But that backcourt, oh my god, it's not basketball. Is it backfield? No, would it be front field? What would you call a QB and a running back? Anyways, that duo is going to be insane. Jalen Hurts obviously known for his run game, being able to stay on his feet, being able to be a quick, mobile quarterback. Having that with a weapon like Saquon Barkley is insane. Derrick Henry also found a new team as well, so we have some running backs, some legendary ones, in some new home places, which I think is pretty interesting. I'm very excited to see. Anything else? Of course, Russell Wilson going to the Pittsburgh Steelers on, I think it was only a $1 million contract. He signed for the minimum, almost the minimum, maybe even the minimum, to play for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm assuming he's gonna play. Is he gonna start? I have no idea. Probably will, but man, being someone who's in the Pacific Northwest, being in Portland, obviously the Seattle Seahawks are my local team technically. Seeing Russell Wilson in a Pittsburgh Steelers jersey is just absolutely insanity. Some other really quick ones. We had some signings, re-signings of some players, of course Chris Jones re-signing with the Chiefs for a $5 million, 5-year, $95 million contract, which isn't that kind of insane for a defensive tackle? Obviously, those are very much needed on a very good team. Of course, with the Kansas City Chiefs trying to three-peat for Super Bowls, trying to do something legendary as that, you gotta spend the money to have that dynasty, and it looks like they're willing to do it, which is 100% amazing. We have Christian Wilkins signing with the Raiders for a 4-year, $110 million contract. He's also a defensive tackle, so these defensive tackles, man, they are getting paid some big bucks, which, again, definitely needed. By the way, sorry if it looks like I'm sweating. It's starting to warm up here in the Pacific Northwest. This is the spring break season right now, so getting some hot weather and obviously not being able to have AC on is destroying me. But anyways, he used to be on the Miami Dolphins. That's going to be a big hit on the Dolphins, but Raiders making some big time moves, wasting or spending some big time money. I don't know if it's a waste or not, but let's see how the Raiders do next season actually. Anyone else? Danielle Hunter. Is his real name? Is his first name Danielle? Am I pronouncing that wrong? Danielle Hunter. Interesting. Signing with the Texans for a 2-year, $59 million deal to the Texans, like I just said. Also losing from the Vikings. Yeah, the Vikings are definitely probably, in my opinion, the biggest losers of this NFL free agency. Also losing your starting quarterback, losing a bunch of pretty key pieces here and there. Of course, they still have Justin Jefferson, who everyone's still speculating to be on the trade block at some point in time, whether it's on draft night, sometime during the year. He's going to ask for a trade even before camp even starts. Now, it has come out, it's already been said that the Vikings have no interest in doing it, but the power of the player. Don't underestimate the power of the player. He could ask out probably whenever he wanted to. Seattle Seahawks defensive lineman Leonard Williams re-signing with the Seahawks for 3 years. Nice. Let's see, a lot of re-signings. The Dolphins do pick up a corner, and Kendall Fuller for a 2-year, $16 million deal. Saquon Barkley, we already talked about. Ooh, another big time one, Baker Mayfield. Yes, sir, Baker Mayfield. Taking that Tampa Bay Buccaneer team to a place I didn't know that they could have gone. Signing to a 3-year, $100 million contract. Oh my god. Now, I'm not too sure if they're expecting him to be better over the years. He's still kind of a younger-ish kind of quarterback, and maybe he can have some improvement with that team. Maybe they're just betting on just him becoming at least good enough to get them, again, into a playoff mode, building around him, getting him good receivers, and just going further with that. But Baker Mayfield as your long-term quarterback. Interesting. He did a pretty good job last season, so gotta give props to him with that one. Of course, with the Los Angeles Rams, this one is just a random one. Kevin Dotson re-signing with the Rams for a 3-year, $50 million deal. But speaking of the Rams, Rams are my favorite football team. I like the Rams, I like the Chargers, I like the LA teams. Aaron Donald retires from football. Man, that is insane. My dad, who is a big Rams fan, kind of recently was talking about him and saying that this could have been even a better year than last year for the Rams because of obviously staying healthy and things like that. That team could have maybe been pretty good this year. And I'm saying Aaron Donald didn't believe in the team. Maybe he just is done with football, and that's completely fine. Obviously, it being one of the best players at his position of all time, if we're talking skill-wise. If you don't feel like doing it anymore, you don't feel like doing it anymore. But man, that is just so sad. Absolute legend. One of the best at his position, maybe the best at his position, maybe one of the greats of just any football player of all time, Aaron Donald. I'm so happy he got a Super Bowl when he did, because he definitely deserves at least one Super Bowl. Very sad, though. Very sad. Calvin Ridley signs to the Titans for a 4-year, $100 million contract. We have a big-time wide receiver change from Jacksonville, which, of course, with Jacksonville having a young quarterback with Trevor Lawrence, losing someone like that is going to hurt them a little bit. Probably a lot of it. I'm sure somewhere they re-signed some, or even just signed completely a new wide receiver for, of course, Trevor Lawrence to throw to. You gotta have some sort of targets for a great, a very, 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 very good quarterback to throw to in his very young career. Anyone else we can really talk about that's interesting? The Chargers. There are some still notable free agents that are still on the board, like Mike Williams with the Chargers. Mike Williams was cut for salary cap reasons last year, and apparently the Chargers had to have been disappointed to have just played 16 games with Williams in the past 2 seasons. I'm not too sure that's due to injury or something like that, but he's a big-time wide receiver that, obviously, of course, he can stay healthy, knock on wood. Would be a good value for some teams. I don't know if anyone's going to trust that. Of course, I know with basketball, usually if you're an injury-plagued player, maybe you can find a home somewhere like a contending team to give you a chance, but it might be kind of rough for him in football. Yeah, we also have running back Josh Jacobs. Almost has 2 first names. Signing with the Packers for a 4-year, $84 million deal. Packers actually ended up losing their original running back, which is kind of a shocker to them. Of course, the Packers were really trying to build this new sort of run with their team, obviously with Jordan Love. Boy, oh boy, is he legit. Jordan Love, C.J. Stroud. There's so many good quarterbacks. I almost said cornerbacks. I mean, there are some good ones of those too, but there's some great quarterbacks in the NFL, and he's definitely one of them leading the charge for the Packers, and definitely going to need to try to glue that team together as much as you can, as long as you can, because of course you want like another develop, so be wary of that. Really excited to see what happens with the Bears. The Detroit Lions have been making moves as well. That division that they're in it's going to be a tough one. It might be the toughest division now. Probably not, but it's a very interesting one. That's for sure. Let's see. Oh, cool. You can actually look at the NFL.com website. It actually just takes you by team of what teams. It takes you team by team for what teams have done so far for the NFL free agency. Like the entire AFC East. You can look at what the Bills have done. They signed a 2-year, $5 million deal with Mitchell Trubisky. Shout out to the OG Mitchell Trubisky. That's pretty interesting. Everything else signed a 3-year deal with Curtis Samuel, offensive tackle. Dion Dawkins signs a 3-year, $60 million contract extension for the Bills. Wow, man, I'm actually so happy that these NFL players are getting paid. I'm not too sure if these are still non-guaranteed contracts. I'm still not sure how the NFL still works with all that stuff. But of course, with the NBA players, man, they are just leading the show with how players are getting paid. Now, do the NBA players get paid too much? I think absolutely yes. NBA players get paid way too much. Baseball players are starting to get to that zone where they're getting paid way too much. Football players deserve that. They go through heck and back. I don't know why I just said the hell and back to with their bodies to entertain us. And football is maybe one of the most physical sports out there. They deserve to get at least a significant increase in pay. Basketball, I think they get paid a little bit too much, but anyways, some big time money getting paid off this offseason. Anyone else that's really getting interesting? Oh yeah, with the New England Patriots, with the trading of Mac Jones. That's right, Mac Jones. I think he's on the... Mac Jones acquired in a trade with the New England Patriots in exchange for a 2024 6th-round pick. A 6th-round pick for your starting quarterback. That is crazy. I know Mac Jones was actually benched at some point in time last season. I remember seeing a TikTok, like a sad TikTok of like a speech he was given, and man, it does really suck to see a young quarterback kind of have his confidence derailed like that. And of course, now being with the Jacksonville Jaguars, definitely not going to have pretty much any playing time, of course, with Trevor Lawrence being there. Unless he gets cut, unless he just waits out his contract and signs with a new team at some point in time. I think Mac Jones can be a starting quarterback in the NFL. I don't think he's going to be like a cornerstone, like again a lot of these other really good young quarterbacks can be. But man, his confidence might be really low right now. That's really sad to see. But that is the game of football. It kind of happens with not only with football, all sports. Young players going through that. But going to the Jaguars is kind of interesting. Anything else? I don't know. Man, that's the only thing that's also kind of hard with me. I'm not too, key in on player names and how valuable they are and how big time of a move it is. Oh, Marcus Brown. That is also a player that I did see a lot of big time reaction on Twitter with that signing with a 1-year contract with a wide receiver. It is an $11 million contract though. 1 year for a 26-year-old wide receiver is actually kind of insane. I'm not entirely sure how great of a pickup that is. He used to play for the Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals were a pretty up and down team last year. Let me know in the comments how big of a pickup that is. Again, I saw a lot of reactions to that, but obviously with the Kansas City Chiefs getting him, just stacking that team even more, I don't know how important that really is to what's been going on there in Kansas City, but that could be obviously just giving more targets and more weapons to arguably one of the greatest, if not, some people say already the greatest quarterback of all time in Patrick Mahomes. That is going to be tough. Let's see, anything else we can really look into? I know, Ekeler. Oh man, where did he go? Looking at the Chargers, I can't see where Ekeler went, but I know Ekeler, another running back, you could argue a big time running back, is also with the new team. I'll obviously put up pictures and stuff of where they're going. That's interesting. I've seen some people on Twitter. I know that's not a good place to get my sort of value of players, but apparently he's also been on a little bit of a downer since last season. Maybe it's due to not being healthy enough. Maybe it's due to some other things, but Ekeler leaving the Chargers, I'm not sure how well that's going to be helpful to that team. Of course, the Chargers are one of my favorite teams, so I I really hope that's not a bad move for them, but we're gonna have to wait and see. Also with Drew Lock signing with the New York Giants, signing a 1-year, $5 million contract. Obviously, Drew Lock having some pretty interesting moments in the NFL already. Obviously, that moment of him on the bench was pretty inspirational, you could say. And then his time in Seattle wasn't also all that bad, but I guess getting a shot as a Giant, that's interesting. Oh, Austin Ekeler went to the Washington Commanders. That's where he went to. Oh, wow, that's very random. The Washington Commanders are always a team that are just so mid. Like, they can either be a good playoff team or just one of the worst teams in the entire NFL. It's nothing more, nothing less than that. They also are signing Marcus Mariota, which... Who is the Washington Commanders starting quarterback? I actually have no idea. I don't think Marcus Mariota is going to be, like, starting for them. It's a 1-year, $6 million contract, though, which is kind of interesting. Anything else? Anything else we can see here? Keenan Allen getting in a trade with, again, the Chargers in exchange for a 2024 4th-round pick going to the Chicago Bears. Again, the Bears, their page is long. They have a long, you have to swipe a couple times to get through what they've already done this offseason, which is obviously pretty exciting. With the Lions, though, also having a lot of in-detail things that got going on there. Let's see, A.J. Dillon's re-signing with the Packers. Josh Jacobs, again, signing with the Packers as well. Is that good to have both of them on the same team? Yeah, I guess it really couldn't hurt all that much. And again, with the Minnesota Vikings, they signed Sam Darnold to a 1-year contract as a quarterback. Again, I'm not too sure who else is on that team quarterback-wise. I don't know if they are planning to replace Kirk Cousins with someone else that was already on the team. The team. Or if good old veteran Sam Darnold is going to be doing his work there. I have no idea, but man, that team is going to be looking a lot different next season, that's for sure. Oh, by the way, Kirk Cousins' contract is a $180 million contract. Nearly $200 million for Kirk Cousins. Again, I'm not too sure. It's a 4-year contract. Kirk Cousins is already a 35-year-old. He is 35 on a 4-year contract. That is just, again, I'm not too sure how big of a deal it is. You can let me know again down in the comments, but man, that might be something you might be looking back on saying, yikes. Oh, yes, Jimmy Garoppolo also going to a new team with the Los Angeles Rams. Yes, the Rams getting Jimmy G. That is quite interesting, I'm not gonna lie. Of course, with Matthew Stafford being on that team, sometimes having some injury problems here and there, again, knock on wood, not saying he will be having some, but having a backup in Jimmy Garoppolo is actually pretty solid. He could probably start maybe for some very low-level teams, but having just any quality backup quarterback, especially this day and age, with how deep teams are nowadays, it couldn't hurt having Jimmy Garoppolo coming off the bench for that team, and maybe down the line during the season could really help out. Also, by the way, guys, my neighbors upstairs are just absolutely going ham. They're just stomping around. I have to keep editing around it. I might just end the video here. I'm not too sure what else to even really talk about. To be honest, they do have some best fits for the most intriguing available free agents. There's an article about that. Again, we already talked about Mike Williams. Apparently, they see him going with the Arizona Cardinals, the New England Patriots, or the Indianapolis Colts, which is a very random team. We have Tyler Boyd, wide receiver from the Bengals. That's also pretty interesting. They have the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Eagles, the Cardinals as well. Looking like the Cardinals are trying to upgrade some wide receiver spots, which is probably a good thing, not gonna lie. Oh, we have Dalton Risner. Well, that's kind of funny. A guard from the Minnesota Vikings, the Raiders, Dolphins, 49ers, Chase Young. Anyone else? Yeah, just a bunch of random players who are, I guess, the best available free agents right now. But again, if they do get signed to other places, hopefully it's places that, I don't know, maybe they're guessing on here. With that being said, I don't really know what else to really talk about. I think we did a pretty good rundown of what went down, and again, just with the retirement of Aaron Donald, the signing of Kirk Cousins, and some trades going on here. Obviously, the NBA, not the NBA, the NFL draft. Sorry, brain's going blank right now. Coming up soon. Could be some more NFL content coming up for you guys, so I'm super excited. So thank you guys so much for watching tonight's video. Again, I'm kind of ending this a little bit earlier. My neighbors upstairs are just being way too loud. I do apologize, and yeah, make sure you guys, of course, like the video. If you do like the video, comment down below any help for some NFL fans, maybe some other big-time signings and trades that have already happened, about to happen. Make some predictions, what your team is doing. Let me know down in the comments, and yeah, I love you. And I'll see you again in another video very, 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 very soon, alright guys?